Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you when you're watching this little film. Gymnastics coaches, we are going to go through the different applications that you are going to need to use over the next term to complete your lesson plans and turn them in and to complete your progress reports. As always, this isn't going to answer all of your questions, but hopefully will give us a good start so that when you come in on Monday of week 1, so January 8th, that those of you who are teaching Mondays, that you will be good to go and that you'll feel prepared for your lessons on that day. And that those of us who will be tracking your lesson plans, that we will be able to look into those and be able to see that you're on track. So we're going to be helping each other along the way. So we're going to start over here with Trello. Now, by this point, all of you should have received an invitation to Trello. If you haven't, I would suggest that you immediately email me, or if you're on Slack, then you immediately send me or Kylie Pugh a Slack message so that we can get you there. And I know that Slack is part of this video, so you might be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but we're going to start with Trello. So once you've received your invitation to Trello and you've set up your profile and you've put a profile picture in there with a picture that we can see your face, you are going to go find a board. So you should have been invited to a team, and the team that you were invited to is Kids. You see, I have lots of teams there, but the team that you're going to be invited to is Kid Spirit right here. And you're going to go and you're going to click boards. Now you're going to see a whole slew of boards, and on another time, we're going to tell you all the boards that you need. But right now, I just want you to focus on, we're going to come down a little bit, this one right here. Lesson plan. So it's LP Gymnastics Winter 2018. So this is where you're going to upload all of your lesson plans. Right now it looks kind of bare, but that's because we don't have all of you inside of here. So what you need to do is you need to go in and create a list. Now this is going to be your own personal list of lesson plans, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. So you add list just like that, and you then put in your name. So first and last, you see I've already done this once before, and I'm going to get rid of that one. Anyway, so you have your list right there, and that is how you begin. So now we're going to go to your schedule, and I'm going to use Kylie as an example. So I want you to imagine that this is Kylie, and so she logs into Ideologics, the place where you did your application, where you've come to interface with Kid Spirit. So you're going to go over to your schedule, and then you're going to find that first week of school. So that's 1/8. And we see here this shows, and we've only uploaded one of Kylie's classes, so she's probably going to have a couple more down here. But you can see the one class that we're going to be using as an example here shown up on her schedule. So we see it's Monday level 2, it's from 4 to 5, and that's the information that we're going to take back into our Trello board again. So you're going to do this next step, you're going to do it for all of your classes. You're going to go back to your card. I'm going to archive this so that I can show you the whole process. You're going to go over to this list right here on the left-hand side. Now, you are going to create, these are called cards, you're going to create a card that goes in your own list. So you're not going to move it. This is moving. Don't do that. No moving. You're going to copy it. You're going to create a copy. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time just so you can see. Okay, I hover over the little pencil. That's the edit pencil. Go down to copy. Okay, here is where I put in the information. Okay, so this is Kylie, and it's a level 2, and it's Monday, and it is from 4 to 5. Okay, whoops, not made for that to be like that. I'm doing really good here. Okay, 4 to 5. So then you go over, so these ones are telling you which ones, where you want it. I want it to be in Kylie Pugh's list. Now you're going to see by the time that you do this, you might see a whole list of names. But right now you just see Kylie and my names because those are the only lists that are created. So I'm going to move it, and look, voila! So again, copy, create it, move it to the list that you want it, press create card, and then it will move to your list right there. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your lesson plans. And just as a quick reminder, so you're going to do this for every level. So let's say you teach 5 classes and you teach, let's say, a couple level 1s and a kinder gym and a head over heels. You're going to create a new card for every one of those. So if you have 2 level 1s, you're going to go in here, you're going to create copy, you're going to do the time, boom, done. You're going to go again, copy, do all that with a different time, okay? Because we keep track of all the classes on different cards. All right, so now for your lesson planning. If you go into this card, into any of the cards, you're going to see a few things. Number one, you're going to see an example of a level 2 lesson plan to give you a sense of what you might need. So what you might need to do on yours. You can just click it and see an example. I mean, just to see the preview right there. It's kind of hard to read, so you can always download it. You're going to also see the lesson plan template, okay? And clicking this, you're going to see the blank template right here. So it's the blank template. And then down below the blank template, you're going to see all the objectives for all the different levels. So we're going to go all the way down to level 2. Now you go to the level that you're working on. Okay, here's level 2s. And you are going to work on 2 events at a time. For this exercise, you might want to go through and do all 4, just so you have a sense of what it would all look like if you had to do all 4 in one class, which does happen for head over heels. And sometimes if you're doing like a skill check day, you're going to end up going through all 4 events. So having a sense of what that might look like. You're going to go through, and this, you just get to pull from these lists of objectives. These are from the USA Gymnastics, the USA Gymnastics handbook for levels, and so they're all up to date. You're going to go through. You're going to say on the floor. We're going to work on handstands, backward rolls to pike stand, those kind of things, and then if you're ever having a sub, now all subs should be able to teach these different levels, but then you'd be able to. We can show that these are the little you can see right here. Those are the progressions that somebody needs to go through in order to execute that skill. Okay, so those are the different examples. You're going to download that template. Also, just a few more things here. Other tools. Here's gymnastics. You're going to, let's see. This is a handbook on the hands-on training right here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. This one is, let's see, here are penalties if you have gymnasts who are interested in that. Just a whole bunch of tools. Okay, you're going to download this template right here. You're going to go into that template. So let's imagine I download it. I'm going to go into this template and I'm going to start typing into this space right here. And I'm going to make a list of the skills that we're going to work on that day. And I might do it in circuits. I might do it as one skill at a time. It's totally up to you. We've talked a lot about that. And if you've listened to this, if you're watching this video and you say, oh, I haven't gone to that training yet, don't worry. We're having a makeup training on January 13th. So you're going to go through here. You're going to make a list of how you're going to do your circuits, how you're going to do your lesson plan. And you're going to also include your name, the term, the time, level, day. All of this is important in terms of liability. We are showing our participants, their parents, and legal counsel if we have to, that we not only know what we're doing, but that we're doing it in a way and at a level that is appropriate for our gymnasts. So that if somebody's in level 2, we can show a progress report from their level 1, or we can show that they went and they did a skills test determining that they can be in level 2. Pardon me. So it's all of the paperwork is important. So please don't underestimate the power of your lesson plan. They are really important. What might be helpful for you at this point is to, let's see. Okay, so what you're going to do after you do this is you're going to save this file. So you don't need to upload you don't need to upload the whole thing because you have pages and pages of all those objectives, okay? But what you do need to do is just upload that front page. So if you want to download that and then just copy paste that form into a single document, copy it into a single document, then that would be fine. When you upload it to Trello, you can do this a couple ways. You can either on your phone take a picture, and then with the Trello app, you can upload it just like Instagram, just like Facebook. You just upload it right onto Trello, onto that card. And the way that you do that is you're going to do add attachment, okay? And that's how it will be on your phone as well. There'll be an attachment option. Or if you do it from your computer, you can add attachment, you can drop, you can go, it will find it, help you find it just like that, just like you would normally see. So I'm going to cancel that. Okay, the format. This is specific. We want them to all be the same. So the format, you do it with your name. This is how it looks. You do it with the level. You do the day. Again, can you guess what you're going to do? You're going to do the time, just the start time, and then the week. Okay, because you're going to upload your lesson plans the night before your class. Okay, we need those up so that if ever there is reason for a sub or anything like that, then we can make sure that we make that happen. And we would love to have those. If you are feeling ill and you're just like, I'm not feeling so good, I'm going to go sleep so I can go to do all my stuff, it would probably be best if you just called in, if you Slacked in, and we're going to talk about this in just a minute, and 24 hours before and said, I'm not feeling too well. If we can be ready with a sub, that would be great. And if the next day you're feeling awesome, then we'll scratch the sub and we'll let you come in. But it's better to be prepared. Okay, so these lesson plans due night before, and I'm gonna get rid of that because we don't need it. So now might be a good time for you to pause and to write up your lesson plan, and then if you have any questions, you can ask us on Slack. You can get a sense of if you're going in the right direction, and then you can come back for some more information. We are going to talk about Slack. Okay, so let's talk about the Slacksies. Okay, you should have received an invitation to Slack. There are many channels. You can see that I have quite a few channels over here. You're not going to have that many. I'm going to give you a list of the channels that you need. So, and you're going to get this in a document. But the channels that you need: staff announcements, right here. You need fun posts, not work. You need questions, thoughts. You need gymnastics exhibition, gymnastics lesson, gymnastics general. You need academic sub requests. You need academic schedule updates. Let's start with sub requests because we were just talking about this. So again, can you remember? If you are not feeling well, or if you know that you're going to, or something's something's coming up, as far as like sickness or like a family concern or something like that, it needs to be in 24 hours before. So that we can help you problem solve that. Now, in terms of sub requests, as you've been filling out your availability, you should also be filling out your time off requests. As gymnastics coaches, you work a few times throughout the week, but you only see a specific class once a week. So imagine those kiddos. So you see them 9 times in a term, which I know it feels like a lot to you because you're coming into the building probably every other day, multiple times a week. And so you feel like you're here all the time. They're not here all the time. We need our coaches to be committed to teaching their classes. We understand people get sick. We understand that family emergencies come up. We understand that there are also school-related things that weren't exactly on your calendar. They were kind of floating. We really try hard to work around and to work with our staff. But what we need from you is a sense of preparedness, that you go in and that you spend the time to make sure that you get a really good, strong block of those days off that you need. Okay? So When you need time off, you'll come in here and you're going to, this is actually, this one right here, Natalie's is such a good example. Hi staff, I'm supervising a gymnastics birthday party tomorrow, but I've been throwing up all day long. I have the flu and don't think I'll be able to come supervise the party tomorrow. I'm really sorry. Is there anyone in Corvallis on Sunday? The party is at 2, and then she slacks the whole channel because she's not really sure who's this going to get out to. Okay, so she doesn't need to be sorry that she's sick. We just get sick, okay? But this is a good example of this is what's happening, and I'm working to get a sub, okay? So you also notice that she did this at like, oh, okay, there's some people who do these like at 4 a.m. Like it's crazy. So I really appreciate the really thinking ahead on those things. But she's thinking ahead here too, right? She's reaching out night before. So on that one, I was able to come in and be able to do that. Where you're going to get a response. So let me give you a better example because another example of, okay, this is a good school one. So this is from Alyssa. She used to work for us. My prof moved our class presentation times to the 1st at 5, which means I need a sub for my 4 and my 6 p.m. level 1 classes. So she gets a response here from Kylie or from me or from another leadership staff that says, I see you. And then you're going to get the response here on the schedule updates. You put in the request here. It needs to be requested. You're not telling us what you're doing. You're asking us if you're requesting a sub, okay? And then you're going to get a response here. So the schedule will get updated like this. Kylie has a good example right here. So schedule updates for Saturday, December 2nd. She puts who the sub is first, who they're subbing for, the time, and then goes on from there. The links to the handles, they go last. So whenever you're messaging something, the way that our Slack etiquette goes is that the handle goes last. First names first, handles last. Okay, so that's what those two are for. Let me get into the gymnastics one. Gymnastics exhibition, you'll be able to come here for all the information that you need about scheduling, about where you need to be, your classes, your responsibilities. Gymnastics lesson plans. If we have any questions about your lesson plans, the logistics of them, or if we know somebody's going to be doing a makeup, as you see right here, we're going to put it here. So if it's lesson plan related, it goes on this channel. Gymnastics general. If you're not sure where something goes, or if it's for the whole body of people, then you're going to put it in gymnastics general. Now I'm going to say gymnastics lesson plan and gymnastics general sometimes get confusing, so just do your best. Next one is staff announcements. So staff announcements is where you're going to find a lot of general information for all of the staff. Okay, so right now we're working on this project that you should be familiar with, that we're trying to get pictures of all of you for the all staff training. And so we put out a general announcement all the way back here. Let's see how much history it'll give me. Okay, so all the way back here. Here was the announcement, okay? Here's the announcement, here's the handle at the end. So, general announcements for all the staff work-related. Now, if you have something that's fun, that's not work-related, that goes to fun posts, not work. So, there's a group of staff, they love to do trivia. They invite whoever wants to come here on the fun thing. Sydney, she often posts fun videos here that you can link to. It's just a whole list of just kind of tomfoolery. We really try to embody that element of play from the fish philosophy. All right. And then I think that the last one that you need is special events. Now, many of you are going to end up working. This wasn't in my list, my original list, but you do need this. So special events. This is where you're going to get assignments. This is where they're going to tell you about birthday parties and things like that, because you will be working birthday parties or other childcare events. This is where you're going to learn about a little bit about ACEs and things like that, if there's any announcements that have to go on there. Okay, whew. Right, you might need to take a break. That was a lot on the Slacksies, on Slack. Okay, so just 2 more things. So progress reports. let's go back into ideologic. Go to your class. So you go to your schedule, go to your class, you open it. So it's the end of the first day, and you need to do your progress reports because your shift does not end until you've finished your updating your progress reports, which is a little bit different than it used to be, but this is how we're proceeding forward from this point. That your shift does not end until you finish your progress reports. You go to week 1. Well, let's say you filled out week 1, because this part is actually really... Well, let's go to week 1. So you go to week 1. You go edit. Wonderful. Let me do all of them. It's going to take just a minute. It's working on it. Listen to my tunes in the background. Okay, so this is for everybody. Now, this is just week 1. See, right up here? Week 1. You go in, you put in all your numbers. Awesome. Remember, if they weren't there, then say that they were absent. It won't count that week for them. If you didn't work on a skill, let's say that you didn't do your handstand blocks, don't put a 0 in. Just put a 1. It means that you're going to start learning this skill soon. Okay? So no zeros. If you haven't worked on something yet, it means a 1. So if you have some things, you can just put, if you just worked on bars and beam, then you can put 1s in the vault and the floor for the first week because you know that you didn't do that week. Let's say it's week 2. This is so cool. I think you're going to be excited. It's going to take just another minute long working on it. It's a lot for it to load. You, now, when you go to week 2, you can copy your numbers over to week 1. I wonder if it's not going to let me do that. So, let me go to a different one. Go to Edit. And you can copy the progress report from week 1. So let me show you how I did that. So I'm here at the view, Edit, Copy from progress report. And you're going to see this from week 1. And you can do this week to week. Week to week, you're just going to copy those numbers over. So it shouldn't take you but minutes to get through your progress reports at the end of each class. So remember, when does your shift end? Good job. I heard you. You said, after I've entered my progress reports. Don't clock off until you've done that. Let me go through my list really fast. So no NAs, no zeros on those things there. And then if a child's not there, mark them absent, and it will remove them from the scoring for that week. Okay, so the last thing is a reminder. Please ask questions. There's a lot of steps. I'm pretty sure this video is probably over 5 minutes long. I apologize, but it's either do this now or do this sitting all of us in a room, and it might get confusing or whatever. So this way you can go back through and you can listen again. You can ask questions on Slack, which will be good practice. Lesson plans, they're due when? That's right, the day before your class. If you're feeling ill or there's a family emergency, to the best of your ability, when do you call in? That's right, 24 hours before. So we are going to send out an assignment, we're going to send out, this is the assignment, we're going to send out a message on Slack. Your job is to respond to that message and add a thread to it with one thing that you've learned, a goal you have for the term, and one thing you're excited for, because we are excited to work with you. We are making really big steps in terms of gymnastics progress and how we're running the program, and I am grateful for all of your hard work. So go out there, do your lesson planning, ask lots of questions, and we're going to have a fantastic term. Thank you so much.